don't want to do it.
Just do it.
I don't want to do it.
So you know the stuff that
Just
you
do
spray
it.
in dog's mouth if they're being bad?
That's
Lick
what.
the front of it.
It's sort of like that.
I don't want to lick it because I don't want to ruin it.
You won't
Just lick the front of it.
Oh, that's nasty. I barely touched it. That's nasty. Ah!
We are filming it, Capri.
Holy crap! It won't go away.
Yeah, it doesn't go.
Ah! Give me my drink. That's bad. I barely touched that crap. No kid's gonna want to swallow that. Hey everybody, it's Erik from VGCritic here with a parent's buying guide, and today we're gonna tackle the Nintendo Switch. All right. First of all, we're going to start out with the cost benefit, because really if we're talking about buying guide, we're going to talk about cost. The Nintendo Switch, a 32 gig Nintendo Switch, is $299, which is a great price compared to the other consoles. I mean, you can get a PS4 Slim, but that's not like the best console for $299. But PS4 Pro, that's $399 right now. The Xbox One X is priced out on Amazon at $499. So cost-wise, the Nintendo Switch is a great console. However, there's a drawback, and parents be warned. The Nintendo Switch is $299, which comes with the Switch, 2 Joy-Cons, some little sliders to make your Joy-Cons into other remotes, and the docking station. But that's only 2 controllers. So if you've got a family or friends that want to play with more controllers, you want to go a 4-player Mario, you want to open hopefully one day when we're hoping that Smash comes to the Switch, you're going to want more controllers. And the controllers and the accessories for the Nintendo Switch are a quick way to add up to more money than the other consoles. For example, to get more Joy-Cons, you can buy them individually, but that's not the best value. You can get 2 Joy-Cons for $80 more. So then you're racking up you're getting close to the PS4 Pro there. If you want Pro controllers, that's different than the Joy-Cons. If you want Pro controllers, they're $70 a pop. So if you want 4 Pro controllers, that's up in your bank account there, or you're taking down your bank account there. That's up in your money you're paying. To get a mobile charger, because let's admit, this is a mobile game, and we don't want to be unplugging the charger cable from our console dock over and over again to take it with us. That's another $30. Then if you want more of the comfort grips that it comes with in the box to slide your Joy-Cons in to make it more like a Pro controller, those are $10 to $15 a pop, depending on if you buy the actual Nintendo one or a knockoff. So by the time you start getting controllers for the Nintendo Switch, plus the games are averaging about $60 a pop right now, your cost is pretty darn close to the other consoles. So even though it has a $299 price tag, slightly misleading there. Also, it only comes with a 32 gig internal memory. Now, it does have the ability to pop this little kickstand out, which is really kind of a cheap kickstand. If you put it on anything other than a hard surface, it's going to fall over. But in here, you can put a micro SD and expand it. And Nintendo did think about this. They did make it so that you can pretty much put any size of available micro SD card now, and they plan for future larger micro SDs there. So you can expand it up in memory, but the internal memory is still low. And again, that's an added cost. So you're going to have to go buy another SD card to put in there. The games, while small, they get lost easy. That's a drawback there. You're spending $60 on this little tiny cartridge, which is amazing that Nintendo gets a game like Breath of the Wild into this little tiny thing. But let's be honest here. Little kids playing with these are going bye-bye very quickly. So that's an added cost. That's why I think it's best to buy the internal memory, put in an SD card, and download everything. Especially because it's a mobile console. You're going to have those games at your fingertips, and you're not going to risk losing them. Let's talk about family-friendly wise. Is this a kid-friendly console? Nintendo's notorious for being a kid-friendly console, more so than the PS4 and the Xbox One. Nintendo has more family-friendly game. So yeah, I would say that it is probably more family-friendly. You can let kids, if you're daring enough to let your kids play with it, you know, it's a mobile console. It's very much like a Kindle. It has a very good feel like a Kindle. If you trust your kids to play with that, you probably could trust them to play with a Switch without damaging it too much. But again, these have held up pretty durable. Like, there's been a lot of durability tests. You can check some out on other channels around YouTube, or maybe one day we can destroy a Switch. In order for that, you're going to have to subscribe. But I've seen some where they've dropped it from heights and it's been fine. So kid-friendly, yeah, it's fairly kid-friendly, and the games are pretty good. My 5-year-old daughter has played a little bit on Breath of the Wild. She gets it. She can handle the controls. She's not great at it, but she can play it. And the other games that are going to be more family-friendly and kid-oriented than Zelda, I'd say it's probably 5 years and older will enjoy this console. The other great thing about the Nintendo Switch is Nintendo is reaching out to the gamers. They are bringing in mainstream developers and mainstream gamers, and we're going to get some great games on the Nintendo Switch. Even right now, we know for sure that Doom's coming. We know for sure Skyrim's coming. We know LA Noire is coming to the Switch, and those are all rated mature, which is a whole big new world for Nintendo because they haven't really had a mature rated game in a long time. So that's kind of the pros there. Another pro of the Nintendo Switch is the fact that it's a mobile console. You can take it wherever you want to go with it. Like a DS, it's a better DS in my opinion. You can play the game, and then when you're home, you can put it in the dock, and it's going to be better. It appeals to the gamer because of that. I mean, the DS didn't have great games on it. It had Pokemon. That was about it. And it had Zelda and Majora's Mask, but this is going to be able to play every game that the Switch can play. And, I mean, that's amazing. The transition from going from mobile to your dock is a great thing. You know, when you're home, you want to play it on the big screen, just pop it in, it pops right up. The other thing that I like about it is if something happens to a Joy-Con, it's easily replaceable. It's more of a console where you can quickly replace things that get lost or damaged or things like that. So I like that aspect to it. The downside is you spend a lot of money on this, you kind of baby it, right? It doesn't feel cheap. I won't say it feels cheap, but you kind of treat it a little fragile at first, and you kind of want to baby it a little bit. The other downside is again that added cost plus the $20 a year. Like on the online service. Nintendo is doing a new online service. It's looking to be really good. They have an app out now that works with Splatoon that allows you to use your mobile device to communicate and set up games and talk to other players, which is cool. Nintendo's never had anything like that, but they are going to charge $20 a year for it. So again, added cost to that. The processor, of course, it's not as good as the full consoles. I mean, the Xbox One, how do you compete with that? I mean, water-cooled, you're not going to do water cooling on that. You're not going to have basically a PC and a console. But for what it is, it's fantastic. It appeals to the gamers. You're going to be able to take your games with you. You can play Zelda on the road. It's awesome. These little buggers, though, got to be careful with them. The good news is Nintendo thought about how small they were and put some nastiness into the casing, and I tried it, and it's disgusting. I don't want to lick it again because it was the worst thing I've ever done. But no kid is going to eat that. That's the good news there. But it is a downside that the size, I think it's a positive that they're small, but it's also they could get lost very easily. So that's my pros and that's my cons. I think the Nintendo Switch is worth it. I think the pricing, if you're just going to buy the Switch to only play it on the road, it's a great value. However, if you really want to get into the parties and play Mario Kart with 4 people and probably Future Smash and FIFA's out on it, you're going to want to spend a little bit more money and upgrade on and get those other controllers, and that's where it's going to hit you. So there's my buying guide. I think the Switch is a great console. I love playing my Switch, and that's what you need to know. If you have any other things, put them in the comments. Check us out. There's links to buy all the things I mentioned, the Nintendo Switch and the controllers and things like that in the description below. So if you're interested in buying the Switch, I definitely think you should buy it. Click on one of those links below to purchase it. And that's it from us at VGCritic. See ya. Also, online on the Xbox is $60 and the Nintendo's only going to be $20. But it's still a downside you got to pay because you've never had to pay before on Nintendo.